Salute. Brother Shelton Convos with Cam. Salute to y'all. Oh. Good afternoon. Good. Salute to Realize in the building. Salute to you, Queen. Queen sister Cam up in here. Brother Shelton up in here. My afternoon crew. Salute to y'all. I appreciate that. Convos with Cam. I love me some good horns. What the? Hold on, guys. No, this is some bullshit. That's some bullshit. Goddamn spam. See, it fucked up my music. God damn it. Motherfucker. Fucking up my goddamn music. I think it's a good mix of horns, the bass guitar. You know what I'm saying? What does my shirt say? Give me a second. I'll explain the shirt. I know, right, combos? Messing the vibe up. So the shirt says, I don't know if you guys can see, land of the fee, home of the slave. Gonna make me right. Hey, go ahead. You know what? That would be fire. I'll send it to you. I'll email you the song if you want to throw some piano on it. That'll be fire as hell. Now, I'm not a musical person. I created the song. You know, I tweaked it a little bit, but it is AI generated. Just FYI. I don't want y'all to think that I'm a musical genius who came up with this. No. I gave some instructions. I fine-tuned it, edited a little bit, but, I'm not a musical person. I love music, but I'm not musical. So just FYI, I'm not about to be faking the funk, acting like I'm some goddamn George Clinton or some goddamn maestro. I'm not. Salute to Queen Sister Sunshine. Kanye East, exactly. Yes, Kanye East. Yes. But yeah, I'll send you the song. Now, I did publish it, so it's my song. So I wanted to be able to play music. I wanted to be able to have some intro music and maybe possibly even some music playing in the background. Just have a little vibe going, So when I start ramping up my little bells and whistles, I'll have that as my intros, basically. I have a whole visual intro thing that I want to put out. Some animation. I definitely, once I start, upgrading and evolving. But listen, man, this is what we got going on. The script writes itself, doesn't it? The script. Oh, by the way, the shirt, it came from High Impact Flicks, or High Impact Brian from High Impact Flicks and High Impact Vlogs. He has a bunch of nice shirts like this that says certain things. So yeah, this is his shirt. He designed this shirt. Anyway, if you guys are interested in a shirt like this, so the script writes itself, people. The script writes itself. I have been covering this war we have been waging in the Caribbean for the past couple months, past few months actually, ever since they blew up the first boat. And it is our war. It is our war because Donald Trump is doing this on the behalf of the American people. The Department of War, they're doing this on the behalf of the American people. So whenever our government commits atrocities, they are doing it on our behalf. Make no mistake about it. We shoulder a lot of the responsibility of what our government does. We are accountable for quite a bit. I would say everything our government does, good, bad, or indifferent, we hold and bear responsibility. Point blank and period. We cannot, this whole idea that, well, I didn't vote for that guy, or, you know, I'm not in control, I'm not the president. Bunch of bullshit, y'all. We have to accept responsibility and be accountable, right? Because understand, I keep telling y'all this. Voting, whether the president, wow, okay. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Jesus fucking Christ. Queen Sugar Free Mars in the building. In my back, y'all? Can you give me a Romeo Lima Charlie? Can I get a Romeo Lima Charlie? God damn it, bro. Fucking Christ. In my back, guys. Let me get a Romeo Lima Charlie. All right, thank you guys, I appreciate it. All right, so listen. The Queen Sugar Free Mars in the building. Salute to my counterpart. Salute to my counterpart. Who is that? Brother Reef, salute to you, bro. Salute to my brother Reef. How you guys doing today, man? So like I was saying, y'all, we are responsible. We are responsible for what our government does. Point blank and period. Whether you vote Republican, Democrat, up the middle, no matter what, we are responsible. When you vote, you transfer power to individuals in government that you say are supposed to represent us or act on our behalf. But understand that when you vote, they will act as they see fit. They will act as they see fit. See, they just need you to get them in place. They need you to place them within the power structure. Once they get into the power structure, they do not have to answer to you. I hope we understand that. And the only way they come back and they try to, they try to get back in your good graces is every 2 to 4 to 6 years when they need to get reelected. Or if there's a special election or some bullshit like that. Yeah, they'll do that for sure. But once you get these people in place, it's a democratic republic. Let's be clear about what it is, y'all. It's a democratic republic. What does that mean? That means that by a majority vote, which would be a democracy, right? The majority rules, basically. Except it's not the majority ruling. The majority of a district, a state, or the nation votes for someone to represent their interest. So that's what makes it a republic, a democratic republic. So that means by way of a democratic vote, you place a representative in a seat of power. That's what happens when you vote for a congressperson or a senator, right? You are filling seats per district. So each district has a seat, right? You need so many people within a district to have a seat. So that's how that works. It's not a pure democracy, and it's essentially a republic. That's what makes it a republic. But the way that the representatives come about is by a democratic vote. That's what makes it that way. Understand, though, district that vote for somebody, right, to represent your district, once that person gets that seat, they don't have to do anything you want them to do. Y'all do realize that, right? They can sell you a dream. They can whisper sweet nothings in your ear. They can tell you, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I'm going to clean, I'm going to fill all the potholes. I'm going to repair all the streets. Yeah, the cops are going to stop killing unarmed black folks. They can tell you whatever the hell they want to tell you. They can lie. It doesn't matter. Once they get that seat, they no longer are beholden to the people. So when these people get in place, they have certain choices to make. They can represent the interest of the people in their district, right? They can, and I'm talking about federal Congress people, right? Federals, on the federal level, senators and Congress people. So they can choose to represent the interest of their district, their constituents, they call them. So you might have 2 or 3 million constituents. Well, you also have to consider the entire state, right? Because you're just one district in a whole state. So once that, you can represent the interest of your district, which means all you're doing is you're fighting on the behalf of the people in your district. You're trying to create laws on the behalf of the people in your district. You're trying to make things happen for the people in your district. It's very difficult because it's just your district. So you might have other Congress people in that state. They have their own constituents. Well, the interest of those constituents might not align with the interest of the people in your district, and so forth and so on. And it goes to the state level and in the entire nation. So now these Congress people, they have to go to the halls of Congress in Washington, D.C. And guess what they're confronted with? So now you're taking them out of their local districts. You're taking them out of their state. And you're sending them to Washington, D.C., where they encounter lobbyists. They'll encounter lobbyists in their own state as well, right? People that have interest within your state, right? They want to build a data center. They want to build some goddamn multi-family dwellings. They might want to run some shit underground and interrupt something. They are being confronted with this. So understand, this is why I say we are all responsible for the acts and the atrocities our government commits. What in the fuck is going on with what the fuck? Anyway, why am I telling you guys this? Well, I'm telling you guys this because Donald Trump has been going around, right? Well, his Department of War, by his order, has been going around the Caribbean, blowing up tiny little boats, using military equipment, using our money, right? Because every time using military ordnance that costs hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars, this all comes out of our pockets. What does this do? This enriches the defense contractors that creates these weapons and create the ordinances, right? Donald Trump is going around blowing up tiny little boats in the Caribbean saying that they have drugs on them, but have provided zero proof that there are any level of drugs on these tiny little boats. Now, to help you understand the scale, the size. Now, there's videos out there. They are proudly showing us videos of these boats getting blown up. They're showing you, right? You can see them. You can go online. And this is how wild this shit is. They are in the international waters, blowing up tiny little boats from Venezuela, a sovereign nation who is not beholden to the United States. And the Colombian president even came out and said, "Hey man, that last boat y'all blew up, that was from Colombia." The Colombian president came out and said that. I covered that a few days ago. He said, hey, man, those were Colombians on that boat. They're Colombians. Right? But then you know, of course, you get the justifications from the statist. Well, they shouldn't be bringing drugs to America. They shouldn't be bringing drugs to America. Oh, well, they're traveling on known smuggling routes. Oh, these boats are going up and down known smuggling routes. It's ridiculous, right? Smuggling routes. So what? They're minding their own goddamn business. So another thing that I like to say is, oh well, what are they doing what are they doing there then? Why are they there? It's none of your business. It's none of your business what they doing there. But this is what they're doing. They're blowing up tiny little boats in the Caribbean, essentially to intimidate the Venezuelan president Maduro, because really what they want is they want to run up and through Venezuela, and they want to take over, you know, the oil reserves and the gold reserves they have there. Hold on, guys. Um. So our Department of War, by the way, was Donald Trump changed it from the Department of Defense to Department of War. You know, Mr. No New War Mr. No New War, Donald Trump. Salute to y'all. Cash Patel mad about the coke shortage. Oh goodness. With drugs on them, wake up, dude, says Gans. How do you know there's drugs on these boats? How do you know there is 1 ounce of drugs on these boats? You don't know. You know why? And you'll never know, because they blew the boats up. They blew the boats up. And to help you understand the size of the boats, the boat with the most amount of people that they blew, 11 people. 11 so-called drug smugglers on a single boat. 11. The latest one, the 5th boat that they just destroyed on Monday, 5 people. The one before that, the one that the Colombian president said that they blew up, his boat, a boat from Colombia, 4 people. 4 people. So you're talking about tiny little boats with 4 to 11 people. 4 to 11 people that they say had drugs on it, but you'll never know because they blew the fucking boat up. They blew the boat up. Just whatever's on that boat is completely obliterated, evaporated. You'll never see it. And they're doing this, and they're not giving you any evidence. They're not they don't even care to. They don't even feel like you deserve any evidence because they don't give a shit. Now, they're doing this regardless of what we want, regardless of what we believe, regardless of what we say. Yet, it's still our responsibility. Now, why is this important? Why am I talking about this again? With no evidence. The ace of all trades says, pretty great. Of course you think it's great. Are you saying that him blowing up tiny boats without evidence of drugs is great? Because that's a problem. So what happens when they target you and just take you out with no evidence? Because what you guys are doing right now. Oh, well, they're not American citizens, right? Oh, they're just Venezuelan drug smugglers. We don't care about them. Oh, that's what you believe. That's your thought process. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has sent jackbooted thugs, jackbooted Gestapo to Illinois and Portland, right? He is considering invoking the Insurrection Act so that, guess what? He can start doing things to American citizens without due process. Because these drug smugglers, these suspected drug smugglers, there was no due process. No due process at all. They didn't even arrest them. They didn't seize the boats. They didn't detain them. They didn't hold them indefinitely. No, they just took their fucking lives. Because they say there were drugs on their boats. Because we have a war against the cartels, right? That's what they're telling you, right? They have declared the drug cartels to be terrorists, right? Okay. That's the justification. That's how they're getting away with this, right? That's how they're engaging in war in the Caribbean Sea against tiny little boats that have not engaged with them at any point. No engagement. The justification is they're terrorists. Well, who are they terrorizing on these tiny little boats, on these smuggling routes? Because last I checked, when God created the heavens and the earth and the oceans, he didn't designate certain points in the ocean to be drug smuggling routes. Someone tells me I don't have evidence. I don't need evidence. I don't need evidence. Why do I need to provide evidence for what? I'm not alleging anything of anyone. But guess what? I don't need proof to tell you that Donald Trump's Department of War is blowing up tiny little boats, because they're telling you. And then they're showing you video of them obliterating tiny little bamboo boats. Boats made out of aluminum. Boats made out of goddamn wickery. I don't need to prove anything. You need to brush up on what happens in international water. What do I need to brush up on? Help me on, tell me, point me in a direction. They were fishermen. They could have been fishermen. They could have been drug smugglers. So the fuck what? So what if they're drug smugglers? I'm a moron. Sure I am. Absolutely. I'll be a moron. But you know what Donald Trump is? Donald Trump is a pussy lip. Absolutely. He's not even a pussy. Because, you know, the pussy, the vagina, is strong, it's muscular, it has good grip. The vagina is very powerful. But the vagina lip just kind of hangs out outside. It's very soft and supple. Let me not go there. But Donald Trump is a pussy lip. Why do I say that? Someone says I have TDS. I have Trump derangement syndrome? Sure, I'll have that. You want to know why Donald Trump is a pussy lip? Anybody want to know? Can someone take a guess? The ace of all trades. Do you have anything of substance to say? You can see previous arrest videos, even submarines, but not this. Yeah. Well, you know, back in Donald Trump's first term, when he caught that big container ship full of drugs, tons and tons and tons of drugs. Yeah, he didn't blow that shit up. No, what did he do? He said, I'm going to sell it. You know what? What if we sell the drugs on the boat? Why he ain't doing that now? Anyway, do you know why Donald Trump's a pussy lip? Because he declared war on the cartels and declared them terrorists. And in Mexico, right, you know, south of the border, down Mexico way, there are cartels operating full functioning full scale, full functioning. In right down there. He ain't got to go to the Caribbean. No. All you got to do is the Department of War march their ass across the border and start taking out the drug cartels in Mexico. Oh, he ain't doing that, is he? No. He wants to go down and blow up tiny little boats and act like he doing something. What was it? Oh, yeah, the same Mexican cartels that are putting bounties on ICE and American citizens. Huh? Oh. What? How many Mexican cartel compounds has Donald Trump's Department of War blown up? Anybody? Oh, you mean you have active cartels in Mexico putting hits out on ICE agents? But what? When are we going to start? Huh? When are we going to start blowing up Mexican cartel compounds and Mexican cartel convoys? Anybody? Anybody? Oh, no one has an answer. None. None at all. He knows it will start a war. He already declared war against the cartels. He already declared war. What you talking about? Huh? He already declared war. I can't handle the truth. Who you talking to? I know you ain't talking to me. We've been doing it. Where? Where? When have you heard about a Mexican cartel being blown up by the Department of War? I'm not talking about DEA stings and little bullshit. No, I'm talking about the Department of War. When have they done that? Anybody? How many Mexican cartel members has the Department of War killed? The Venezuelan strikes were in international waters. That's what makes it not good. Stop the drugs. How you gonna stop the drugs? Not one. What drugs did Donald Trump prevent from coming into the country by blowing up 5 tiny little boats with 4 to 11 people on it? Anybody? Why aren't they blowing up boats on the coast of California? Because drugs come in that way too. Anybody? Yeah, I know. I know they don't want to stop the drugs. See, I'm asking the people that like to lick Donald Trump from the back, that like to lick his taint from the back. I'm asking those people because y'all think that he's doing a great thing. Oh, you think it's a great thing to declare the war on the cartels? It would be a great thing if you were actually targeting the cartels and proving that you were taking out cartel members and freeing, because the cartels are engaged in child sex trafficking. Now, did we stop a few rings in the United States that had drug cartel members involved? Sure we did. Absolutely. But why not in Mexico? Why not in Central America? Help me understand. Right? I just want to know. Chaos Doll salute. Yeah, the chat be funny. Why Trump want war? Because he wants to take over Venezuela. As a matter of fact, that chick, the Venezuela Maduro's opposition, I forgot her name, the one that got the Nobel Peace Prize. Salute to my brother, I am Trill Will in the building. Salute to you, brother. The Department of Wankers. So yes, when did Donald Trump's Department of War take out any groups of Mexican cartel members? Right down there south of the border. Why he got to go to the Caribbean off the coast of Venezuela to blow up tiny little boats and prove nothing? You're not even providing any evidence that you have. You're not. Where are you getting your intelligence from? The cartel is not exclusive to Mexico. This West Bake, the cartel is not exclusive to Mexico, fool. No, you the motherfucking fool. I'm asking because I'm talking about the Mexican cartels because they are the most active cartel getting drugs into the country. And they're engaged in child sex trafficking. Right there, south of the border. They are putting bounties on American citizens and ICE agents. And what are we doing? What is Donald Trump's Department of War doing? Instead of going after the Mexican cartels, who is the most immediate danger to U.S. citizens, why is he going to the Caribbean Sea to blow up tiny little boats in international water that he says is bringing drugs into this country? Help me understand it. It's hard to have a conversation without being able to submit evidence and articles. Oh, you don't engage in current affairs? You're not aware that Donald Trump has the Department of War in the Caribbean Sea blowing up tiny little boats? You're not aware that there are bounties on the ice from the Mexican cartels? Y'all want to see articles? Okay. It's hard to have a conversation. Okay, I guess I'm the only person that brings you this information. Is that what you're telling me? Why am I on YouTube asking for classified information? What's classified? What classified information? What's classified about blowing up a tiny boat that you say that the government says has drugs on it? What is there to classify? What's to classify? You said there were drugs on the boat. Why wouldn't I ask? You chose there were drugs on this boat, and so you're going to attack it. Well, why wouldn't you want to provide some evidence that there were drugs on that boat? What are we talking about here? Classified information? This is not classified. Why would cartels do that knowing there will be retaliation? Why would the cartels do what? Oh, target U.S. citizens with bounties and ICE agents? Because guess what? Guess who works with the Mexican cartels? Yeah, I want y'all to take a guess on that as well. Can y'all guess? What was it? What was it? Anybody guess why the Mexican cartels have been able to get away with what they have been getting away with for decades? Can anybody take a guess? Oh, y'all don't know? All right, now, y'all want to see an article? Here you go. Here you go. What was it? Yeah, here's an article. Cartels issuing bounties up to $50,000 for hits on ICE CBP agents, says the Department of Homeland Security. Now, it says there's credible intelligence that members of Mexican, can y'all see that? Mexican, it might be backwards, but they say if you can read backwards, you're a genius. And y'all not hitting the like button is diabolical. Double tap the screen. Whose word means nothing? Double tap. True says, I can't have a debate with a Trumper who failed civics in school. Facts. Now help me understand it. Does it not say that that there is a $50,000 bounty, up to $50,000? Mexican cartels have offered a tier system for hits against immigration customs enforcement and U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers. What? How do you think the cartels, do y'all think that the cartels only operate in Mexico? The Mexican cartels? Are there cartels in other countries? Sure. Y'all remember the Medellin? I forgot the Colombian dude's name. I keep forgetting his name. One of the biggest drug lords in history. Operated out of Colombia. Head of the Medellin. How do you think he was able to operate as he did? And make as much money as he did and get so many drugs into the country? Anybody take a guess? Well, he had help from the CIA. Oops, my bad. I think I blocked somebody on accident. He had help. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm back. Yeah. You know, this is how they do me, right? They don't want to. They don't want to like because I'm talking about their boy Trump. See, this is what happens. Yeah, I'm talking about. I'm spitting truth about Donald Trump and how Donald Trump got these people out here acting like they're doing something by blowing up these cartels. And they're not blowing up cartels, y'all. There's no evidence at all whatsoever that they are blowing up cartel boats at all. Now, give me a Romeo and Lima Charlie. Oh, I'm good. Now, I understand, guys, right? We don't want to go against Donald Trump, right? I know. We don't want to do that. We don't want to play that game, right? Well, why don't we want to talk about this? Why don't we want to do this, right? Now, somebody asked me, well, they told me it's hard to have a discussion when there's no articles. I just showed you an article about how the Mexican cartels put bounties on ICE agents. Now, why would they be bold enough to do that? Now, I'm going to show you how they're talking about there were 6 people killed after U.S. strikes another boat off the coast of Venezuela. See? 2 days ago. It's hard to see it because of all the glare. See? They're blowing up little boats. Look at that boat, man. Look how little that thing is. Look, you see it? My apologies, y'all. My technology is not up to par. Look at that. Let me know if y'all can see the boat. Forget about it. Forget about it. It happened. I know. The glare got it all fucked up. Emma Karma says, smart people don't like me. Donald Trump did say that. Well, I know. I mean, people come and hate watch. There is no proof. There's no proof that there were drugs on that boat at all whatsoever. They have provided zero proof of any drugs on any boat they have blown up in international waters off the coast of Venezuela. This is an intimidation tactic by Donald Trump that Maduro himself has expressed that he believes it is. Right? President Maduro. He's the president of Venezuela. Yeah. Excuse me. Someone says, who cares? You should care. You should care if your president is committing war crime or committing crimes against humanity. And you should care. You know why? Because, like I was saying earlier in the stream, if you're I don't know if you're an American or not. If you don't care why you're here. Anyway, the reason you should care is because, I believe Maduro before I believe Donald Trump. I believe Maduro before I believe Hexeth. Why should I believe our government? Our government lies all the fucking time. Are you kidding? Let me list off the lies for you. Weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. Oh, Saddam Hussein's gassing his own people. That was a fucking lie. Oh, Iraq is harboring Osama bin Laden and bullshit. Those are 4 lies that got us into war with Iraq. Gene Payton, I need you to think about what you just wrote. There is no proof that Donald Trump, Department of War, stopped any drugs from getting into the U.S. He has provided no evidence, no proof whatsoever. That's a lie. 9/11, there were so many lies surrounding 9/11. Absolutely. They lied to you all the time. They lied to you about COVID-19. They told you it came from a wet market in Wuhan, China, when it actually came from a lab that our very own government was giving money to for gain of function research. Remember that came out? Remember they were grilling, Rand Paul grilled Anthony Frosty? You remember that? Yeah, they lied to you. They lied to you about the efficacy of the COVID-19 vaccine. They lied to you about the harmful effects of COVID-19 vaccine. Well, someone says, Jonathan Somerville, he says, just because the information isn't public doesn't constitute a lie. Well, they haven't proven it to be true. And because our government has a track record of lying their ass off, why should I believe that these boats had drugs on them? And they will never be able to prove it because they blew the damn boats up and destroyed any evidence that there were drugs on it. It's over now. Yeah. I mean, and y'all are okay with it, right? Because it's your boy Trump. You don't have to say, all right, you guess what? You ain't never got to come back, skit stinger. You ain't never got to come back. Hey, if y'all find me boring and y'all don't like being here, you don't want to hear what I'm talking about, just get on out of here. You don't have to stick around. Y'all can go bye-bye. I don't need y'all here. No to vaccines, absolutely. Y'all like little children. You don't have to announce that you don't want to be here. You like talking to me, Liquid Dream? Salute to you. Yeah, arrivederci. Yeah, so don't come to me telling me that you don't want to be here. No, just go on about your business. No, I don't agree with you. However, I want to hear the other side. Jason Cougar, that's fine. What don't you agree with? What a load of nonsense. Give me some sense. 11111 caca. If I'm full of nonsense, help me get some sense. I'm here for it. 77 million Americans voted for Trump. Yes, they did. She was 79 with pneumonia. You ridiculous human. Who are you talking about? Has Trump done anything I agree with? Before or after he was president? I'm wrong about some stuff. Okay, I don't have to be right about everything. No one's right about everything. But you can tell me what I'm wrong about. You know, I don't think there's anything that I agree with that Trump has done as president. I don't agree with any president doing anything. You can't name one positive thing that Trump has done. No. Did I vote for Kamala? No, I did not. Y'all are new to my channel. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you who I voted for if y'all hit the like button. I'm wrong about COVID? Tell me what's right about COVID. I'm here for it. Can I tell you, Devin, no one is right about everything. Only a fool doesn't realize there are areas he's ignorant in. Yeah, I'm not right about everything. And I don't try to be right about everything. You against there only being two genders? What kind of question is that? Who's talking about genders? I only believe there's two genders. So what does that mean? Your cousin laying in a coma for 3 months. Because of what, Richard? Because of what? If you're saying because of COVID, you might want to talk to the NIH about funding the weaponization of the COVID-19. You might want to talk to them about it. Now, don't talk to me about it. Yeah, don't talk to me about that. Your cousin could have been laid up with COVID-19 in a coma, and the vaccine could still be killing people. It's not mutually exclusive. It's not either or, right? COVID-19 itself could be killing and have made people sick, and the vaccine could be killing people and making people sick. What's the difference? You ever heard the term the cure is worse than the disease? Yeah, y'all get to. I'll tell you who I voted for if y'all give me to 100 likes. Is there a president I did like? Ooh wee. Closed borders? Are you sure about that? Are you sure the borders are closed? How do we know that? Trump stopped gender delusion. What? Wow, y'all really suffer from cult of personality disorder. Trump stopped gender delusion? So, you don't think anybody has gender delusion because of Donald Trump? Donald Trump came through and all of a sudden no one has gender delusion. Where are we getting it from? Answer what question? What question do you want the answer to? Someone says get a job. Nah. No. I don't want to get a job. He roasting y'all. Yeah. So Donald Trump came through and all of a sudden gender delusion, gender dysphoria disappeared. Man, y'all wild up in here, man. But y'all won't address what the title is about. Y'all won't address my question. Why is Donald Trump using the Department of War to blow up tiny little boats in the Caribbean when he could be using the Department of War to actually go after the Mexican drug cartels who are putting bounties on ICE agents' heads? I just have a question. Yeah, there's a lot of bots, there's a lot of trolls, there's a lot of people that hate watch, because I come from, I offer a different perspective. What are you calling me a liar, Vic? Tell me what I'm lying about. I gotta get out of here, guys. Though it's a valid question. Why is Donald Trump using the Department of War to blow up tiny little boats that he says has drugs on them with no proof, but not targeting the Mexican cartels that are putting bounty agents? No, y'all don't want to offer. Y'all don't know? Oh, okay, that's what I thought. He doesn't care about his ICE agents, his precious ICE agents that he's using for mass immigration or mass deportation. All right, guys, got to get out of here. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for your conversation. Thank you for your disagreements. Hit me up at freedomsmarch80@gmail.com if you guys have any suggestions, questions, or you guys have any proof of anything, and then we'll go from there. Anyway, much love. Like, share, subscribe. And we're going to keep marching forward toward freedom. And I got to 100 likes. I didn't vote. I don't vote for presidents. I don't vote for congressmen or Republicans. I don't vote for none of that. And that, I vote for myself. That's who I vote for. Like, share, subscribe, and let's keep marching forward toward freedom. Peace.